What's up, guys? So this episode we will try to knock out some of the turbo placement on her car. Primarily get some of the exhausts done up, probably, or at least the hot side, at least to get placement on this thing. I've been kind of burnt out on working on shit. I'm sure some of you guys have been too. So yeah, we're gonna try to get the placement done on this, at least the turbo mounted, and try to get it set in stone on what we want to do with it. And then we'll kind of move on from there with this. Hopefully we're picking up a tuner for it maybe tomorrow. We'll kind of dig into that. I don't know much about it, but I would assume it's kind of similar to everything else we usually deal with. So yeah, and then this thing we will probably back out, get it turned around, and then hopefully get the rear end pulled out of it, so we can get started on that. This is that little torque box kit, DMR I got off Amazon again. So we'll kind of go through this whole process of doing these, and yeah, we will hopefully get some stuff done on this. So we're running out of time. It's already over halfway through the weekend. So, but yeah, like I said, primarily we're going to try to focus on this deal here. So yeah, it snowed like a good foot. It literally snowed a foot today, so we spent most of the day cleaning up snow. Pretty sure one tip on there. But yeah, so we will go ahead and get started on this. Let's hop on the FRS and start tacking this shit up. See under here, I should get a light for you, but so we removed the header back, obviously. It was duals. I just wanted to go over this quick with you guys. So I figured I'd take advantage of being able to use this flange here. We're going to use the flange off the existing thing, or the existing piping, and then I'll just make a 90. Well, it'll probably end up being a 180, and it'll go straight up through this hole here. It'll go straight up through there, and then the turbo will end up right up there. We'll probably have to do some pie cut fittings up there. It's all going to be really tight, of course, so I just kind of wanted to go over it with you guys. Here's the exhaust that was on the car. We're going to just cut it here, and then we'll probably put one of our 90s on. Actually both 90s. Probably we'll just do a 180. I'll kind of show you guys what my plans are for that here shortly, but let's get this cut off and this deal pasted on there. Alright guys, so that's kind of what the flange looks like. The whole point of this was not to cut the header, and I kind of wanted that little intermediate pipe still left in there. Yeah, I really just didn't want to fuck around making the header or making a new collector or etc, etc. Considering where it's gonna go, I just figured I'd cut that flange and just reuse it. So from here, you guys can kind of tell it's gonna go straight up through that hole. So kind of what I got going on there. It is 2 1/4 to 2 1/2, so there's an 1/8 inch on each side of the pipe, which isn't a huge deal. I'm just going to put a nice little fillet on there. You won't even notice. All this is going to get wrapped anyways, but yeah, I think I might have to put a little pie cut in there or on here, and then maybe do another full 90 up. But yeah, we'll kind of see what we got here. Maybe see what I can get on the top of it to make it make sense. So I tacked up those two 90s, and they're kind of just sitting on there. I didn't tack it to the flange itself yet. We ended up taking this box, that must be like body control, module or something like that. That was mounted here. We're going to try to keep all this area clear here. Wiring wise, I took this and I tacked a short radius 90 on it. This way I can stick this in here and kind of see. I think with one pie cut we're going to get what we need. This is kind of the angle I want. I want it pretty close to center of that hole. But I'm thinking it's going to sit perfect right there. So I'm going to kind of make a mark, maybe slide a pie cut in there and just see what it looks like. And then I'll make some more marks on shit and then we'll get it all tacked up and see where we're at. She's going to hold that up there for me and we're going to kind of see what we got down here. It's a fucking mile high gap. Alright guys, so Cherish helped me tack it up, or at least hold up the top. I went under the car and I made a mark where I like it. So we just ended up, I think we'll be able to get it with one pie cut here. It's kind of hard to hold on to, but you guys get what I got going on there. See the mark? I'm going to get this fit up quick and then we'll bolt it back on and see where we're at up top. Alright guys, so that's kind of what we got there. Bit of an S. It's kind of going up straight in the middle. Hopefully we're going to drop the car down and kind of check it out from up above. It's kind of what we got going on. One pie cut, I think it's 115 degree pie cut in the middle there. I got my employee of the month today, helping me out. Give a little thumbs up. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna make a cut here, and then you wanna grab me one of those 90s, Inky? So then we'll go ahead and do 90 here, back over, and then a 90 up, kind of in between here. And then we'll kind of get our elevation for the turbo after. We can always put a piece of pipe on this. I just want to get the offset as low as possible, and then that's kind of setting us at least minimum for minimum height there. So we'll pull this pipe off and get her trimmed down. I spread my wings, but all that's left is the air. I dared to ask questions, I sought to break free. Wisdom whispered softly, do you know what you'll see? Deceived by ambition, chose knowledge over bliss. Lost faith in the heavens, found darkness in this abyss. Now I walk the earth. There it is, shortened. We're gonna set it down here like this, and my idea what the pie cut is, so the pipe coming up isn't exactly plumb, right? It kind of hugs left, so it's kind of tipped towards the windshield. We're gonna get that out of it with that pie cut, and that kind of kicks us out in a nice spot. I kind of want it towards the front of the car a little more because of where the wiper cowl is. I want to have room for that 90 right on the back of the turbo. So I think we're gonna do something like this. We'll get that 90 tacked on there and then kind of just fiddle with our pie cut until we like it, and then that way, I don't know if you guys can tell, but like the turbo will kind of be angled up. The compressor housing will be angled up a little bit, which is fine. That's kind of what I want. I can kind of fine tune that depending on how I turn the pie cut. So yeah, I think we'll get the 90 tacked on, and then we'll kind of just take our time putting the pie cut on there, because that's going to kind of give us our finished angle on the final elbow and flange. So we will get that 90 tacked on, and then we'll go from there. I pretty much just rotated that pie cut until I got the 90 almost like perfectly level, which the bottom of the door sill is level, so I'm hoping it kind of looks alright with the car, especially when the hood's on. I'll probably get this tacked on here. Probably just gonna do this deal just to square it up with the fender here. I'll get it close like that and then tack it on, and then we're going to throw the turbo on and kind of see how it sits. So let's get to it. There's the turbo flange fit on there. Throw the turbo on and get it mocked up. Alright y'all, that's what we got right now. Turbo's kind of bolted in place. I think to make this easy, based on positioning and how tight it is, I think we're gonna go something like this, and then we'll go straight up into that 90 for the wastegate. I think that'll be the easiest way, because instead, otherwise I'd have to run 2 pipes out, which would be awesome, but I think I'm going to avoid relocating the battery right now just to save on time. I can always do it later. I have everything to do it. So yeah, I think we're going to get started on this wastegate pipe here, and then I'll kind of just angle it up to where I can catch it with the exhaust. So yeah, let's get a hole punched in that, and we'll keep rolling.
Golden honey dripping slow, tastes so sweet.
And here's our little wastegate, little 38. Got it all tacked up. So primarily what I was thinking is something like that. We'll get that coked out and then kind of set it on there where we want it and mark it off. Okay, turned out with kind of a really weird cope on it, but it's got to sit on this 90, so there's that wiring in that control module there. So we want to stay away from all that. So it's kind of sitting on like the side of the 90. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but so it's kind of got to be a little weird coat, but and then yeah, we'll send it right back up into the exhaust. So yeah, we'll get the hole punch for that and then get her tacked on and keep rolling. We'll make a little piece to go to the 90. We gotta tack up the exhaust and that sort of shit, so keep rolling. Alright guys, we're gonna throw this on where I want it, and then we're gonna make a mark. Like that. Looks good. And then we'll probably end up pulling it out. One other thing we're gonna do quick too is I'll probably just use 3/8 round stock just because it's a simple fix. It's not that heavy, but it is like a 2-foot run of pipe getting up here, and it's, as you guys can see, I don't know, it's just wobbly a little bit. Granted, it's just tack, so that's probably gonna go away once it's welded. But I do want this hard mount on it just in case. So I'll probably just weld this to the bottom of the T3 flange and then just put a little plate with a hole in it, and then that way it's just for sure stationary. I mean, it might still vibrate a little bit, but at least it's holding all the weight of the turbo. So yeah, I'll make that up quick, and then we'll pull this off and punch that hole. There's our little bracket right there. Sorry, I gotta turn the camera, you guys are on the tripod. There it is right there, just bolt it on. I got this little piece of round stock with 2 angles on it, and that's gonna go in here like shit. Let me take my glove off so you guys can't see shit. And switch hands because I'm retarded with my hands. So it's gonna go like this. You guys can see it there, not really, huh? But you guys get the hint, so that'll kind of hold the heavy shit up here. So yeah, let's get that tacked on, and then we'll pull this deal off. Alright guys, here we go. I typically use this is 1.5 inches. This is one of them, I don't even remember what they're called, but they're a really fucking heavy duty bit. I've used this a million times. Cross my fingers, it's not totally cheats yet, but start with 1.5 inches, and then I'll take the deburring tool and deburr it out until it's good. What's up, Bubba? Okay guys, so here's where we're at. Got our wastegate fit on there, turned out really nice. After careful consideration, I think we're gonna run the downpipe straight up, or the exhaust straight up. I think it's gonna save us on cutting the hood, because that's gonna be a pain in the ass if I do turn it at a 45 or 30 or something like that. That way it also keeps away from the battery a little better. I know people fucking are having an aneurysm on the internet about people with fucking hood stacks, but fuck them, it's a show car. I mean, it's gonna turn heads regardless, so I'm just gonna run it straight up. I think it'll look just as nice. And then I think I know it's a cardinal sin to fucking put the wideband, well, A on the bottom and B this close to the turbo, but I mean, there's a pretty good length of pipe there, like I said before, about 2 feet probably at least, from the header. So as long as I'm not running pump gas, I'll probably run E85, which will help save the sensor too, but it's going to be close to the header or the turbo. I always try to give some room in between the turbo and the wideband typically when I do these, but this one it's going to be really tight. So I'm going to try to keep it, you know, down here. Hopefully we have enough to not get some false lean readings being that close to the tip, but we'll kind of see what we can do. Obviously we'll have the wideband, and then we'll have the factory O2 sensor in it, so hopefully we can kind of correlate those together to see how bad it is. But so yeah, that's kind of what we got now. I'm gonna go ahead and tack this kind of level, or at least I'm going to match the front core support as far as the level goes on that 90, and then we're going to get our little pipe here set up and connected. That should be pretty self-explanatory. Another hole to drill, it's a pain in the ass. I really need to get a plasma cutter. I've just been kind of fucking skimping on getting one, but I really need a fucking plasma cutter. It'd be so much faster than trying to dig through fucking drill bits. Stainless is a pain in the ass to drill, so you go through drill bits pretty pretty often, so especially pilot bits. But yeah, I'll get this 90 tacked, and then we'll figure out what I want to do for the tip. So let's get to it. Alright guys, I got this tacked up. We're gonna figure out what we gotta do here for this little guy. It's an 1.5 pipe. Just go ahead and take this. So on our long side, we're probably gonna need, we can always turn this too. Get it. Put an angle on it though. Three-inch by, I don't know, 3 inches by 1.5 inches on the short side. Here's what I got, guys. It's kind of like a double miter here. I mean, I could go the extra mile and make a pie cut and do all this crazy shit, but this is gonna work just fine. It's just a fucking screamer pipe, so pretty simple. Just that'll fit in there like that. I'll get that tacked up quick. Alright guys, there's that. It kind of turns up and in there. It'll be alright. I'm going to mark that hole out and we're going to get that punched and keep rolling. This is what I used to make a patch on another 90 that I recently did. I'm going to do this the same way as I do the rest of them. We're going to cut out a teardrop real quick. Take the longer side. I think it's still gonna work. It's gonna be tight, but we can shorten it up. So I'm gonna pick like a spot here, and then I'll measure off the table up to this mark, and then I'll go all the way around, which it's gonna be close to where this is cut, but we'll make it work. So yeah, and then we'll cut just like that, straight across. Pretty simple. Alright guys, I kind of cooked up that tip to make a heart to kind of match everything else. I'm just going to polish the whole thing probably, but I thought that was kind of cool. So that'll kind of match the theme of the car. So yeah, that's kind of what I got for the hot side. I'm going to go through and hammer out weld and all that. And we have a ton of parts that came in. All the cold side stuff. Reducer, mass airflow flange. Oh, I still gotta put that in on the exhaust for the Y-band. Wastegate fittings. Drain bungs for the oil pan. I'm gonna probably throw all that on the next video and just do a quick kind of video of all the other random shit that comes along with wastegate spring, battery terminal, another port that doesn't fit. What do we got here? Those are old exhaust bolts, oil pressure sensor block. So yeah, we're going to try to power through this and get as much of this done as possible. As always, I'm always in a hurry. It's taken me a while to get this video up because I've been so fucking busy working and not having enough time. There's never enough time in the day. You guys already know that. So yeah, we will get this welded out, and the next video I'm going to hammer out the cold side and then put the bungs in the rest of the shit, and hopefully we will get it running. It'll be on open like a OFT like tablet tuner first. I'm gonna try to deal with that, and hopefully we can just pull some timing, throw some fuel in it, and probably put it on E85 like I was talking about. And yeah, get this thing put back together as quick as possible. Both these old girls have been getting neglected here. I haven't touched this thing at all. Look like it's got a bit of a coolant leak. Yeah, coolant leak on the, must be the housing, thermostat housing. But yeah, so I will get back to you guys hopefully in the next week or so with another video on getting this cold side done, and hopefully get this thing running and off the fucking rack so I can get my car in here. It's fast approaching. I know this Sunday it's supposed to be, I think, 55 degrees and daylight saving, so all of a sudden it's going to be fucking April and neither of the cars are done. So hopefully I will get hammering the shit out and get this stuff done and keep giving you guys some more content. So alright, thanks guys, I appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and I'll keep you guys updated.